Hello everyone, I'm going to give the assignment for October 24. That's Tuesday of next week. We have taken already the statement of the problem and it is divided into two, the main problem, the general statement of the problem, and the specific statement of the problem. If you remember, you have created already the conceptual framework. We discussed that one in the class. And in the main problem, there are actually three main variables. We have the level of content competence, the level of pedagogical competence, and the classroom management practices. In the specific statement of the problem, we have the demographic variable. We have also the learner's academic achievement. So I want you to search a review of related literature about those variables. If you look up into the entire research process, the starting point is the identification of a research problem. So we have identified already. So the next one is to have a review of related literature. What you are going to do is search related literature about classroom management practices, related literature about pedagogical competence, related literature about content competence. Moreover, you're going to search also literature about learners' academic achievement or just academic achievement. You can also search about literature concerning demographic profile. In our statement of the problem, demographic profile includes the highest educational attainment, then followed by the number of trainings, the number of seminars attended within the past 3 years, and the length of teaching experience. Looking into those variables, I want you to have a printout of the literature that you have actually searched. So your literature should be composed of literature about content competence, literature about pedagogical competence, literature about classroom management practices, literature about the demographic profile, which includes highest educational attainment, number of trainings, seminars attended within the past 3 years, or you can just have the number of trainings or seminars attended without the past 3 years, because that's specific only for our statement of the problem, and the length of teaching experience. Take note that it's related, that means similar, but not exactly the same. Now, after printing all those literature in short band papers, if they're actually being formatted in short band papers, you can print it on in long band papers if they are actually formatted in long band papers. You are going to place them in a folder and fasten those different band papers inside the folder. The fastener should be in the left side of the band paper. When I open that one, the fastener should be in the left side of the folder. Now, after having the folder, you have another folder. You need to have another folder for your paraphrasing of the different literature. And it must be done page by page. For example, literature on content competence. So page 1, that's the main in one folder. And then in the other folder, you're going to have page 1. That's actually what you have paraphrased in the literature found in page 1 for content competence. So the paraphrasing is page by page. And do not forget to apply citation. I told you that our citation is based on the American Psychological Association 6th edition. So if you have this kind of bond paper, then you're going to have first page, you're going to have also a handwritten paraphrasing of the contents of page 1. Then go to page 2, read page 2, and then paraphrase the contents of page 2. Do not forget to apply citation according to the APA 6th edition. Then go to the third page, and then have a paraphrase of the contents of the different contents, no, of page 2. then go to page 3, then go to page 4, go to page 5, go to page 6. So the paraphrasing is page by page. If literature about content competence is all about 30 pages, then you will have also 30 pages that contain the paraphrase statements of what are found in page 1, page 2, page 3, page 4, page 5, so forth and so on. Then when you go to the literature about pedagogical competence, so the same page by page. So page 1, then you're going to have a paraphrased statement about page 1. Then you go to page 2, then have another page for the handwritten paraphrase statements of what are found in page 2. Then so forth and so on up to the last page of the pedagogical competence. Then go to classroom management practices. So when you look at the literature about classroom management practices, you're going to have it page by page also. First page, then have a paraphrase statements, handwritten paraphrase statements of the contents of page 1 about the classroom management practices. Then go to page 2, page 3, page 4, page 5, so forth and so on. So in general, the paraphrasing is page by page. And when you paraphrase, apply citation. Remember that in the review of related literature is not all about copying and then pasting or cutting and then pasting. Based on my experiences in previous semesters, most of my students did a cutting and pasting process, did a copying and pasting process. But that is not the right perspective of writing the review of related literature. What you are going to have is you have the original literature. You're going to paraphrase the contents of those different literature. Then apply citation according to the APA 6th edition, because that's what I have told you, and that's the practice of Negros Oriental State University, that you are going to make use of the APA 6th edition. And then you are going to be coherent also on what should be the arrangement of the different literature. Since we mentioned about content competence, so first is content competence, then followed by pedagogical competence, then followed by classroom management practices. And in the specific statement of the problem, we have that learner's academic achievement. So you can have also another section about academic achievement. So mention all literature in there, which you believe related to the present study. You will know that that literature is related to the present study if what you see in that literature, the variables found in there are similar to the variables that you have in the proposal, in those 15 statements of the problems that we have mentioned, that we have discussed in the class. So that's your assignment. Bring the folder containing the original literature that you have searched, printed the literature, then another folder containing the paraphrase statements of the different literature. So I'll check that one on October 24. All must bring that hard copy of the assignment. And each pair, each group, there is only one output. If there are two, there are 3 members in the group, each group has only one output. And the output is composed of 2. The first folder is about the original literature, printed literature coming from the internet. And the other one is actually the paraphrase statements in another folder. And the paraphrase statements must be handwritten. So take note that your sources must be credible, not any just sources from the internet. Make use of journal article. If the article is journal, make use of a Scopus Index journal, or maybe Elsevier Index journal, Web of Science journal, or the Asian Citation journal. The bottom line is reputable journal. And you can have also other websites, other resources from the internet, as long as they are credible sources. So that's all for the assignment on October 24. You don't need to come to our classroom on today. That's actually October 19, 2023. I'm out of the university. I am in Iloilo City for the Math Teacher Educator Conference at the Philippine Science High School in Iloilo City. I'll be back on Sunday and then I collect the assignment on Tuesday, October 24th. Thank you very much.